Hello everyone, I'm Allison Ladon Daroui. Welcome to the Ladon method. We're gonna get started. We're gonna get right into it. Move at your own pace, take modifications wherever you need to. From here, let's start in our down dog, coming into that inverted V shape, that upside down V. Feel your sit bones reach up and back. Feel your chest move towards your thighs, while at the same time feel your lower ribs slightly turn in, keeping your spine long. You can always bring a nice bend in your knees to relax your hamstrings a bit. Feel your sit bones reach up and back towards where the back wall and the ceiling meet. Good. From here, you might begin to pedal out the feet, bending one knee then the other, allowing the opposite heel to melt a little bit closer to the mat. Go ahead, breathing into it. Good. On your own time, you can step to the top of your mat. And from here, coming into a forward fold, just relax your torso down, relax your head and neck. You can bring a nice bend in the knees, relaxing your hamstrings, trying to get the belly to touch the thighs, relaxing at the back of the neck. Good. From here, find a nice bend in the knees, slowly roll it all the way up to standing, rolling the shoulders back down along the spine. Take a few rolls here. And once you're ready, let's bring the arms high overhead. Take a nice big inhale, getting nice and tall. On an exhale, let's fold it forward with a nice flat back. Folding it forward, letting it all go. Relaxing your head and neck, relaxing the torso down. On your next inhale, let's lift it up halfway, puffing out your chest slightly between the shoulders. Your fingertips come to the shins right beneath the knees. Good, finding length here. And once you're ready, we'll plant the palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up here. From here, we're going to drop onto our right knee, pivot your shin out towards the right, spinning your left foot flat, reaching your left fingertips high. We're coming into a modified side plank. From here, begin to lift your left hip up towards the ceiling. Let's bring that lifted arm overhead. Taking a nice side body stretch here. You might close the eyes, breathing into that left side body. Good. On your own time, let's square it off, taking it into a tabletop. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow here. And cow, dropping the belly low, bring the chin and hips high. And cat, hollowing out, chin towards chest, pelvis towards navel. Moving at your own pace. Inhaling as you drop the belly low. Exhaling as you hollow out, curling it in. Good. Once you're ready, let's curl the toes under, lifting the hips up and back, returning to our down dog. At the bottom of an exhale, you can step to the top of your mat, find a gentle bend in the knees, slowly roll it all the way up to standing, bring the arms high overhead, getting nice and tall. On an exhale, let's just fold it forward, hinging at the hips. Let everything hang nice and heavy. On an inhale, we'll lift it up halfway with a nice flat back. From here, plant the palms, stepping it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. From here, we'll lower on to that left knee, pivoting the left shin out towards the left, spin your back foot flat, reaching your right fingertips high, bringing your right hip up towards the ceiling. You might bring that lifted arm overhead, reaching your fingertips forward. Really feel that right side body stretch, creating space here. Really ground down the outside of your right foot to exaggerate that stretching, that elongating along your right side body. Once you're ready, let's make our way into our tabletop, taking a few rounds of cat and cow here. Good. Once you're ready, let's find a nice neutral spine. From here, bring your big toes together, spread the knees out wide, allow your hips to reach towards your heels, coming into a child's pose. Reach your fingertips towards the top of the mat. You might rest your third eye down. You might begin to rock your forehead from right to left. Good. Once you're ready, you're going to take it back into a tabletop. From here, make sure your joints are stacked, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. Let's extend the right leg back, reach your left fingertips forward. Hold it here. Zip up your core. You want to keep your spine nice and neutral and long as you extend long. From here, we're going to do that move where you bring your left elbow in line with the left shoulder, your right knee in line with the right hip, or you're working in that direction, but you want to keep your hips squared off to the mat. You're working to get 90-degree angles at your elbow and at your knee. On an inhale, we'll reach long. On an exhale, invite the elbow and the knee out. Good. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, invite it out. moving through at your own pace. Make sure you're breathing. That knee might come up a little bit higher if you can get it there, but it's okay if it's really close to the floor. You just want to keep those hips squared off. Let's move through for another 3, 2, 1. Extend long from here. Hold it. Bend in your right knee. Reach around with your left hand. See if you can grip on to your right ankle. You might just reach in that direction. That's completely fine. If you have the grip, you might begin pressing your ankle into your hand. Feel your belly button move towards the spine so your core is protecting that low back as you begin to press your ankle maybe a little bit further into the hand, feeling a little bit more of a back bend. Your chest might turn slightly towards that left side. Once you're ready, you can release, extending long, lowering the palm and the knee down. Let's take a little bit of organic movement here. You might move through cat and cow. You might take some C curves of the spine. Maybe you're taking some nice big circles of the hips. Just see what your body needs. Good. Once you're ready, let's reacquaint ourselves with our tabletop positioning, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, especially as you're beginning getting that form. We'll extend that left leg back, reach your right fingertips forward. Make sure you feel your core engage here. You're not allowing the belly to drop down. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, invite elbow and knee out to the side. Inhale, extend long. You're trying to get the elbow in line with the shoulder, the knee in line with the hip, working in that direction. It's okay if it's nowhere near there. Try to keep the hips squared off. Try to keep your core zipped up, moving through at your own pace. For another 3, another 2, another 1. Good. Extend long. We'll bend in that left knee. See if you can grip onto the ankle with your right hand. Zip up your core. Begin to press your ankle into your hand. You might begin to open up your chest towards the right side wall, breathing into it. On your own time, release, extend long, lowering the palm and the knee down. From here, we'll curl the toes under, lifting the hips up and back, returning to our down dog. At the bottom of an exhale, you can step or jump to the top of your mat. On an inhale, let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find airplane arms. Feel your fingertips reach towards the back of the room with your palms face down. On an inhale, we'll rise it all the way up to standing. Find your cactus arms, about those 90-degree bends at the elbows, reaching your heart high. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel, protecting the low back with your core. On an inhale, we'll take it to an upright. On an exhale, allow your hands to melt through your heart center, hinging in forward at the hips. On an inhale, let's take it to an upright. Exhale, we're going to plant the palms, step it back into your high plank, and from here, lower onto the knees, taking a modification here. Feel the rotation of pelvis towards navel. From here, lower halfway down, leading with the chest, then straighten those arms. We're taking our modified chaturanga push-ups here. Keep your core engaged, belly button towards spine, and exhale, lower halfway down. We're gonna take a few more rounds here, so you might work with high plank if you're feeling this quite a bit, if it's familiar territory. Good, moving through at your own pace. Just make sure you're not leading with the hips. You don't want the hips to drop. You wanna keep your core engaged. You wanna protect your low back while working your core, working your arms. Take another couple rounds, and on your own time, you can sit the hips back, coming into your child's pose. Feeling your fingertips reach towards the top of the mat, knees out wide. Taking another round of breath here. And on your own time, we'll take it to a tabletop and back into our down dog. At the bottom of an exhale, you can step or jump to the top of your mat. On an inhale, let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find your airplane arms. Inhale, rise it all the way up to standing, shining the heart high. Feel your shoulder blades move towards one another. Inhale, take it to an upright. On an exhale, we'll fold it forward. On your next inhale, we'll lift it up halfway. From here, planting the palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. This time, dropping onto the knees, coming into your tabletop. We'll extend our right leg back, reach the left fingertips forward, squaring off the hips to the mat. We're gonna do this one where we invite the elbow and the knee out to the side. Good, inhale, extend long. Exhale, invite it out. Seeing if you feel a little bit more open this second round. Maybe the knee comes a little bit higher to coming in line with the hip, but again, it's okay if it's nowhere near there. Really engaging the arm and the leg as you hug them in. And moving through for another 3, 2, 1. Extend long. This time just lower the palm and the knee down. Good. We're gonna come right onto the other side. Let's extend that left leg back. Reach your right fingertips forward. Inhale, get long. Exhale, invite the elbow and knee out to the side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, invite it out. Moving through at your own pace. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Moving through for another 3, 2, 1. Extend long, lowering the palm and the knee down. From here, we're gonna curl those toes under, lifting the hips up and back, returning to our down dog. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here. Good. From here, on an inhale, let's reach the right leg high. On an exhale, step through to your low lunge. From here, we're going to open it up to our warrior 2. So you're spinning that back foot flat, getting the front the front heel in line with your back arch. Actively reach out your fingertips. Nice, strong warrior arms. Make sure your right toes are facing directly forward. Get that right knee right above the ankle. From here, we're going to straighten that front leg. Bring your fingertips together to touch. Sit it down low in that warrior 2. Moving through your own pace, inhaling as you rise it up, exhaling as you sit it low. Your gaze might move with those right fingertips, moving upwards as you straighten that front leg. Moving that gaze forward as you come into that warrior 2. Let's move through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Good, let's sit it down nice and low in that warrior 2. On an inhale, we'll reverse it, reaching it towards the back. You keep your back leg straight. You maintain that nice bend in your front knee as you reverse it. Then we'll take it into our extended side angle. Bringing your right forearm to the right thigh, rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. Bring that lifted arm overhead in line with the ear. Try not to collapse here. Try not to allow the ear to come towards that right shoulder. Stay lifted, breathing into it. Good. And from here, let's take it to an upright. We'll straighten that front leg. You might shorten your stance a little bit, so both legs are straight. Your right toes are facing directly forward towards the top of your mat. Make sure you're not locking the knees here. You want to find a little micro bend in the knees. Let's reach the torso forward, then rotate the arms to about 12 and 6 o'clock. Get your side body nice and long, just hinging at the hip here. Then bring the lifted arm overhead. Bring both arms overhead, like you're carrying a ball over your head. Good, your hands might come a little bit closer together. Your palms are facing one another. Good, from here, release, open the arms wide, and then bring them back together, like you're carrying that ball overhead. We're gonna take a few more rounds here. Moving through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Hold it this time. Good. Release. On an inhale, we'll reverse our triangle, maintaining that straight front leg in your reverse triangle. Then we'll bend in that front knee, cartwheeling the hands down, framing your front foot, stepping it back to your high plank, top of a push-up, high plank, top of a push-up. From here, you can take 3 chaturanga push-ups. You can always modify on the knees, remember. And this time through, we'll lower it all the way down, coming into a Sphinx pose. So coming onto your forearms, getting your forearms parallel to one another. You want to get your elbows right beneath the shoulders, but you can always walk your elbows a little bit further forward if this is too much of a back bend. Press down the tops of the feet, the nail side of the foot. Press your elbows into the mat and begin to feel your chest reach forward, creating space between your collarbones. Relax your shoulders down, away from the ears, breathing into it. Taking another couple rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Once you're ready, let's lower it down. Place your hands in line with your low ribs. We'll lift it up to a tabletop, then back into our down dog. Take a couple rounds of breath in your down dog. On your own time. On an inhale, let's reach that left leg high. On an exhale, step through to that low lunge. We'll spin that back heel flat.
Rising it up to our warrior two on this side. Good, see what kind of distance you want to create between your feet. Just make sure that front heel is in line with your back arch. Try to keep that left knee right above your ankle. From here, we'll begin to straighten the front leg. Bring your fingertips together to touch as you inhale. Exhale, sitting it down low in that warrior two. Moving at your own pace. Maybe your gaze moves with the fingertips. Good. Moving through for another 3, another 2, another 1. From here, sit it down nice and low. On an inhale, let's reverse it. Reaching it towards the back. Maintain that nice bend in your front knee as you reach your left fingertips towards the back of the room. And we'll take it into our extended side angle. Bring your left forearm to that left thigh. Rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. Reaching your right fingertips towards the front of the room. Arm in line with your ear. Try not to collapse here. And on your own time, we'll take it to an upright. We're going to straighten the front leg. You can shorten your stance a little bit as we prepare to move into our triangle pose. Reach your torso forward, hinging at the hip. Rotate the arms to 12 and 6 o'clock. Bring that lifted arm overhead. Then bring both arms overhead as if you're carrying a ball over your head. Good. From here, extend the arms out. Then we'll bring them back, carrying that ball overhead, really working the obliques here. Let's take a few more rounds, moving at your own pace. Try to keep your chest facing the right side wall, feeling that length through your side body. Good, let's take one more. From here, we'll inhale, reversing our triangle, keeping that front leg straight. On an exhale, cartwheel your hands down, finding a nice bend in your front knee. Step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. And we're gonna once again take those 3 chaturanga push-ups. Moving at your own pace. Remember, you can always drop to the knees here. And then we'll lower it all the way down onto the chest. From here, let's bring those tented fingertips to frame the sides of the mat. They're in line, tented fingertips are in line with the shoulders, but your arms are nice and wide. Press down the tops of the feet. Engage your legs. Engage your quads, those muscles right above the knees. On an inhale, we'll reach the chest forward. On an exhale, dip one shoulder towards the center of the mat. And you might get your hands a little bit wider here so you have more room to take these shoulder dips. You'll inhale at center, exhale, drop the opposite shoulder towards the center of the mat. Try to keep the low body stationary, so you really want to press down the tops of the feet instead of allowing the hips to move from right to left. Try to keep that low body stationary. Take a few more rounds with these shoulder dips, really getting at that area between the shoulder blades. Good. On your own time, we'll take it back to center, lowering it all the way down, placing your hands onto the mat, lifting it up to a tabletop, and then taking it back into your downward facing dog. At the bottom of an exhale, let's step or jump to the top of the mat. We'll sit the hips down low, reaching our fingertips high. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. On an exhale, hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, coming into your prayer twist. Try to keep the knees right above the ankles. Maybe trust yourself to sit back further into that imaginary chair. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, you might twist a little bit more. Holding it here. Then we'll prepare to transition. So bring your weight into your right leg. Begin to bend at your left knee. Balancing here. Try not to allow your right knee to go past the toes. You want to try to keep that right knee right above the ankle. We'll extend that left leg long, landing in a lunge position, our crescent lunge, our revolved crescent lunge. And you can always come out of your twist to get yourself back into the twist. So your left elbow is on the outside of that right thigh. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, maybe twisting more. Your back heel should be lifted off the mat in your lunge position, your crescent lunge. From here, once again, bring the weight into your right leg. Begin to float your left foot off the mat. Step it forward, coming back into that squat position, your chair pose. Okay, breathing into it in your prayer twist. You'll inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. One more round of breath. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. If your feet aren't hip distance, bring them hip distance. Relax the torso down, relax your head and neck. You can grip onto your big toes with your peace fingers and thumbs. Press your big toes into the peace fingers. On an inhale, let's lift up, pulling it against the grip. On an exhale, you might fold a little bit deeper, relaxing your head and neck. Good. Once you're ready, let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's hook that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, coming into our prayer twist, trusting yourself to sit back further into that imaginary chair. Good. Make sure the knees are above the ankles. From here, we'll bring our weight into our left leg. Let's begin to lift the right foot off the mat. We're bending at that right knee, slowly extending it towards the back and landing in our lunge position. Remember, the back heel is off the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist, breathing into it. And then we'll once again balance on that left leg, finding air with that right foot, stepping it forward, coming into our prayer twist. Make sure your feet are parallel to one another. Take another couple rounds of breath, inhaling, lengthening the spine, exhaling, twisting. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. Let it all go. Relax your head and neck. And bring a nice bend in the knees, rolling it all the way up to standing. Thank you so much. That's the end of our 21-minute class today. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.